ke koa, I ka hana nui, I ka moliana o nā ohana. I hiki a lākou, I kau ki ka puno. O ke ola, ho mai kai e nā haumana.
Please be seated. Regent Bender, President McClain, special guests, members of the faculty, members of the graduating class, parents, family members, friends, and guests. Good morning. I am Dr. Gene Awakuni, Chancellor here at the University of Hawaii, West Oahu, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the Spring 2006 University of Hawaii, West Oahu Commencement. Our ceremony was opened with an olive by Ms. Kathleen Lily Noe Lindsay, UH West Oahu alumna, and Kumuhula. Thank you, Kathleen. Appreciate it. Today, one chapter in all your lives closes, graduates, and another even more exciting one begins. Since this is a special occasion for our graduating class and families, I ask that you turn off all your cell phones and pagers so that the graduates can enjoy an uninterrupted ceremony. Now, I ask you to stand once more. We have Ms. Jill Koide, also an alumni, who will now lead us in the singing of the Star Spangled Banner, and followed by Hawaii Pono'i.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Hawaii Pono'i Nanai Komoi Kalani Ali Keali Makualani Kameha Mea Nakawae Pale Makualani Kameha Meha Nakawae Pale Mekaihe.
Please be seated. Thank you, Jill. At this time, I'm pleased to introduce the platform party. Will each person please rise as your name is called and remain standing? And will the audience please withhold applause until all of the members are recognized? Dr. Byron Bender, member of the Board of Regents. Dr. David McClain, president of the University of Hawaii. Ms. Ann Devereaux, our student speaker. Dr. Joseph Mobley, interim vice chancellor for academic affairs. Dr. Rebecca Lee, Chair of our Humanities Division, Dr. Richard Castillo, filling in for the Chair of the Social Sciences Division, Dr. Roland Stiller, Chair of Professional Studies Division, and Dr. Dan Boylan, our keynote speaker. Please be seated. I'm especially grateful to Regent Bender and President McClain and his wife Wendy for including UH West Oahu in their busy schedules. I ask that Regent Bender say a few words of greeting to our graduates.
Chancellor Awakuni, faculty, staff, graduates, family and friends. This is my second time to participate in a University of Hawaii at West Oahu commencement, and I'm delighted to be here. It's truly a joyous time, and I thank you for inviting me. I understand that West Oahu is graduating 122 students this semester, and that about 80 of them are here today. I salute your perseverance and dedication as you have balanced multiple life priorities in pursuing what has often been a long delayed and difficult to come by higher education. One of the common themes we keep hearing about West Oahu is how dedicated the faculty and staff are. I commend the faculty and staff for the support and encouragement they have given in helping you to attain your goals and ensuring that University of Hawaii West Oahu graduates are thoughtful, competent, and responsible members of their communities. From them, from those to whom much has been given, much is expected. I hope you resolve to use your education to benefit others and to make your community and the world a better place. On behalf of the Board of Regents, I extend to all of you congratulations and warm wishes for the future, and a special thanks to all of those who made it possible for you to obtain a baccalaureate degree.
Mahalo, Regent Bender. President David McClain will now offer his greetings to the graduating class. President McClain.
Thank you, Chancellor Awakuni. Aloha kakahiyaka. Congratulations to the graduates and to their families. We know how hard you've sacrificed to get to where you are today, and we're so proud of what you've achieved. And you know, as someone has said, it does take a village to raise a child or a graduate. And you know, our legislators, the taxpayers of the state of Hawaii, have heavily subsidized your education. And I'd like a round of applause for all those who have supported you, your families, the taxpayers, everyone. I'd like you to think back to your first day on campus and consider how much has changed, how much you have changed. With the guidance of our superb faculty and the tender, loving care of our staff, UH West Oahu has given you some of the ingredients you'll need for success in life. And we've prepared you to change the world. And as you succeed and as you change the world, keep these three ideas in mind. First, realize how rare and valuable you are. Going to college is still a relatively rare experience on our planet, and of our 6 billion people, perhaps 1 in 50, 1 in 40 have a college degree. There's so much to be done. We need every hand. Realize how rare and valuable you are. Second, realize how many opportunities you will have as you grow and mature. Don't overplan. Be receptive to the new and skeptical of the familiar. Former UH President Harlan Cleveland, now past 90 years of age, was in my office a few months ago, and he said, you know, I used to advise our students, while you're waiting for one opportunity to enter via the front door, another one, often better, comes in via the side window. Third, realize the importance of being ambitious. Not for yourself so much, although that's all right, but be ambitious for your family. Be ambitious for your community. Be ambitious for the world you live in. Anything is possible if you go for broke, as the members of the 442nd used to say. Well, let me tell you a story about a young man born more than a century ago in the country of Germany. His father was a bed salesman. He was shy. He was considered a slow learner and perhaps was afflicted with what we know today as dyslexia, though we know he loved to play with the compass his father gave him when he was 5 years old. And when his father's business failed, the family had to move. They moved to Italy. It was a difficult adjustment for him. He dropped out of high school with a year and a half to go. And later he failed his initial entrance examination to college. Finally, he earned his high school diploma, and he went to college, this time in Switzerland. He graduated, and he found a job with the government. He fathered a child, and then he married the child's mother, and then he had another child with her. 1 year later, in 1905, 101 years ago, Albert Einstein published 4 papers that changed the way we think about the world forever: on the photoelectric effect, Brownian motion, the special theory of relativity, and the famous E equals mc squared, the energy of a body at rest equals its mass times the speed of light squared. A decade later, in 1915, Einstein stated his general theory of relativity. In 1921, he was awarded the Nobel Prize and was later named the most influential person of the 20th century by Time magazine. From his humble and uncertain beginnings, Einstein truly changed the world. Writing in the Star Bulletin on the centennial of Einstein's accomplishment last year, Honolulu Community College professor of science Richard Brill noted that Einstein said, "You know, I have no particular talent. I am merely inquisitive. It's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with the problem longer and persist. So to the 3 ideas I mentioned, let me add a 4th: be persistent." And let me say to the audience assembled today, when it comes to the issue of pursuing the vision of a new campus for the University of Hawaii of West Oahu, we will be persistent. Einstein also said, there are only 2 ways to live your life. One way is as though nothing is a miracle, and the other is as though everything is. Carly Fiorina, the former CEO of Hewlett-Packard, was fond of recalling this advice given by her mother. What you are today is the world's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to the world. The world is waiting for you to make that gift right now. Make it something extraordinary. So change the world, go for broke, be ambitious and persistent, live life as though everything is a miracle, and do the extraordinary. Aloha, congratulations, and good luck.
Mahalo, President McClain, and I just want to say something about our president, who, as many of you know, has just been confirmed for a 3-year term as our permanent president. He has been our staunchest ally and champion for not only where we are in old facilities, but in a new campus. So for that, we're very, very grateful. We have a number of special guests whom we'd like to acknowledge at this time. As their names are called, we ask that they rise and be recognized. Senator Willie Espero. We had Representative Roy Takumi. I don't see Roy, but he will probably be joining us later. Representative Mark Moses. Mrs. Wendy McClain. Dr. and Mrs. Frederick Mayer, former Dean of Faculty, UH West Oahu. Mr. Carl Williams, President of the Hawaii Society of Certified Public Accountants. Ms. Louise Crum, President of UH West Oahu Alumni Association. And Ms. Nancy Richards, Vice President of the UH West Oahu Alumni Association. Our thanks to each of you for sharing our celebration this morning. Now we'll have the recognition of our honor students and award recipients. Dr. Mobley will now recognize them at this time.
Thank you, Chancellor Al-Kuni. Will those students who are graduating with honors and wearing a gold tassel please rise? These candidates have earned at least 45 credits at West Oahu with a grade point average of 3.75 or higher based on a 4-point scale. You will find the names of these outstanding students asterisked in your program. In addition, the graduating class includes members of several national honor societies. These include Psi Chi, the Psychology Honor Society, Lambda Alpha, the Anthropology Honor Society, Alpha Delta Kappa, the Sociology Honor Society. Will the graduating members of these honor societies please also rise? Thank you all. You may be seated. It is customary at spring commencement that academic achievement awards are presented to outstanding students for their accomplishments over the past year. Award recipients are asked to stand when their names are called and remain standing until all awardees are announced. A number of recipients are not with us today because some of them graduated in December or some live on the neighbor islands. For those of you who are here, you may pick up your award from your division chair after the ceremony. The others will be mailed to you. This year, the Humanities Writing Award is being given to 4 students. They are Michael Bond, Gavin Furukawa, Malie Harau, and Eris Parr. Two awards for Outstanding Social Sciences student are being made this year. One is a Pearl City student and one is a Neighbor Island student. The Pearl City student is Azure Caracol. And the Neighbor Island student is Sanoy de los Santos, who graduated last semester. The Outstanding Business Administration Student Award is also being given to 2 students, both of whom graduate in December and live on the neighbor islands. They are Charlene Morimoto and Dawn Velasquez. The recipient of the Outstanding Public Administration Student Award in Justice Administration is Anne Devereaux. And the recipient of the Outstanding Public Administration Student Award is Michelle Bowerman, who graduated last semester. The Hawaii Association of Public Accountants presents its award to Business Administration student Myra Ondiog. And Mr. Carl Williams, President of the Hawaii Society of Certified Public Accountants, will announce the recipient of its award on behalf of the association. Mr. Williams?
We are so proud of all of you, but it gives me great pleasure on behalf of the 1,500 members of the Hawaii Society of Certified Public Accountants to present the Outstanding Accountant Student Award, which goes with a scholarship, to Susan Jordan Steinbach. Thank you.
Nancy Richards from the UH West Oahu Alumni Association will announce the recipient of the Alumni Graduate Scholarship Award.
Is this on? On behalf of the Alumni Association, we are very proud to announce the Graduate Scholarship Award for Michelle Bowerman.
Congratulations to all the award recipients. You may be seated. And Nancy will now say a few words to the graduating class.
President of our Alumni Association, Louise, is here with me, and we both are very excited to congratulate our new graduates and to hopefully you will join our Alumni Association. Our Alumni Association was formed to promote our campus in the community. And like many of you, I have special memories and friendships from West Oahu. Being a member allows us to continue those friendships along with an opportunity to support our school. You will receive a newsletter announcing activities and campus events. One important function is to raise funds for the annual graduate scholarship. And once a member, we do encourage you to apply for that Graduate Studies Scholarship Award. And so again, I congratulate all our graduates and the families who have come from so far to enjoy this special day.
Thank you, Nancy. I'm now pleased to introduce our student speaker, Ms. Ann Devereaux. She's graduating with the 4.0 GPA in Justice Administration. Ann has been instrumental in organizing and supporting student government this year, and she also has worked part-time in student services. In addition to juggling classes, a job, and student government, Ann is a Navy wife. As many of you know from experience, being in the military, even as a spouse, means that you never know when you might have to pick up and move away, which can seriously derail your academic plans. We're glad that Ann has managed to stay here long enough to graduate. She will now address you on behalf of the graduating class. Ann?
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this very special day. It's an honor for me to speak before such a wonderful group of people. But I have to be honest, when I was asked to be student speaker, the first thoughts that popped into my head were pure panic. Okay. After all, what was I going to say in front of all of you people? After thinking about it for a while, though, I seemed to think that it was more for you guys than it was for me. So what I did was I decided to ask my friends for some help with this speech. So this is not coming from me, this is coming from us. Basically what I wanted to know was what my friends thought about West Oahu. What did West Oahu mean to them? And in years gone by, what are you guys going to remember? And in order to keep this light, I decided to do this a la David Letterman. With that said, I now present to you the top 10 reasons why West Oahu is important to us. Reason number 10, location, location, location. West Oahu is near our homes, our families, and our workplaces, which means we have more time to spend with our families, our friends, and the ever-present textbook. And having free parking is always a good thing. Reason number 9, it's affordable. Many of us have probably spent more money on our cars than we have for our education. But unlike a car, what we've learned at West Oahu will last us a lifetime. Reason number 8, it's a small school. Because the classes are smaller than in some other places, we were able to meet almost everyone in our majors, and many of those who were not. The small classes gave us more personal interactions with our instructors. It's kind of like being on Cheers, except this is a school, not a bar where everyone knows your name. Reason number 7, university support. We have a dedicated team of staff and students who help us to register for our classes, keep our schedule straight, tutor us in writing and stats, and help us with our resumes and grad school applications. Not to mention coordinating events that are important to us, like graduation. Without them, our dreams of graduating would never come true. Reason number 6, diversity. There are so many people from different cultures, ages, economic and work backgrounds here at West Oahu that it's impossible to make friends and not learn something new from them. Reason number 5, it will open the doors to our future. What we've learned here at West Oahu is not only book knowledge, but life skills as well. While the degree or certificate that we are receiving today will help us to get into grad school or get that new job, it's the life skills that will help us to do well at it. Reason number 4, the professors and instructors. Not only are they well versed in their subjects, which mainly comes from their own personal experiences, but they are also interested in knowing their students on a personal level and doing whatever it takes to help them achieve their goals. They make learning exciting and fun and wholeheartedly encourage us to learn and to be creative, and in some cases without us even realizing they're doing it. Reason number 3, the West Oahu Ohana. While some people attend universities for the education, learning experiences, and for making professional contacts, many of us feel that we have become part of something bigger, the West Oahu family. Nowhere in Hawaii, perhaps even the world, will you find a sense of community like you do here. Reason number 2, the degree. This is always important because it's not only the key to opening the doors to the future, but it's a testament to the hard work and dedication that the students sitting before us have put forth to make themselves better, more knowledgeable people. It is an honor for them that is more than well deserved. And the number 1 reason why West Oahu is so important to us? Friends. Some of us have only been here for a short time, but we've made many friends, student, teacher, staff alike, that we will never ever forget. I'd like to end this speech with a short story. As I was driving up the hill here, heading towards West Oahu, I got stopped at that red light down by the bridge one day, and I had my mind on what tests, what papers, due when, am I going to get it done? And the light turned green, and I started heading up over the bridge. And as I turned into the parking lot, a song by Jack Johnson came on. For those of you who are local, you'll know the song Good People. And now the psychology majors might have to help me with this one after the ceremony, because as I'm listening to the song, I'm pulling into a parking spot, and I realized that I was talking to the radio. And I said to the radio, Jack, buddy, you need to come down from that North Shore more often. You need to come down leeward side. Because as he sang that line, where'd the good people go? I said, Jack, I know where the good people went. They went to West Oahu. Thank you. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Ann. We know her major is Justice Administration, but we're thinking we might want to hire her as our marketing director. What do you think? This semester, UH West Oahu celebrates its 30th anniversary, 30 years. Instead of reflecting on our past, we've spent a lot of time looking ahead, making plans to hire new faculty, start new academic programs, and build a new campus in Kapolei. Nonetheless, turning 30 merits consideration and recognition. We are fortunate to have several faculty members who started with us back then and are still here today. Dr. Linda Nishigaya, if you stand, Linda. Who, by the way, just won the Hung Wo and Elizabeth Lau Ching Faculty Service Award to Community. That's a nice system-wide honor, but probably even more important is it carries a gift of $5,000. Yeah. Dr. Roland Stiller. Dr. Ross Bretzia. And Dr. Dan Boylan. He's so old he can't get all the way up. You know? Now, normally this is a time when the Chancellor gives this riveting, compelling, memorable speech. I'm going to spare you that presentation today in honor of our 30th anniversary celebration. I thought it would be much, much more appropriate to have one of the founding faculty members address you and give, in this case, his reflections on the 30 years since he arrived at West Oahu. So I've asked Dan Boylan, who, after all, is a historian, to keep it short, but give us a retrospective. Give us a retrospective of his time at West Oahu. Dr. Boylan?
Aloha, aloha kako. As I look out on all of you beaming graduates this morning, I am once again, appalled at how many of you have avoided taking a class from me. Don't misunderstand. I'm happy that you're graduating, happy for you, happy for your parents, your spouses, your children, your creditors, everyone eager to see you get rid of those books and get a job. But I am deeply chagrined that so many of you have passed up the multi-roomed mansion of history for, well, the one-car garage of the social sciences, or the utility shed of professional studies. The first rule of rhetoric, my friends, at the outset, get the audience on your side. I am saddened. So be it. You chose unwisely, and you thought you avoided taking a class from that gray-bearded, stooped, bald old fut of a history professor that you've seen shuffling around the lanai and the Leeward campus. But I've got you now for one history lecture, 5.5 minutes long. So listen up and take notes if you wish. Your soon-to-be alma mater is 30 years, actually 30 years and 4 months old. That's 61 semesters, 5 university presidents, 7 chancellors, 5 administrative directors, 2 of them went around for a while, 4 student services directors, a dozen or so worn-out looking professors over here. I look bad, I know, but at least intellectually, mentally, I'm at the top of my game. Some of these people have really lost a step. Approximately 3,000 graduates, tens of thousands of blue books, papers, and Scantron-graded multiple-choice exams. If anything, many of you have learned 4 letters of the alphabet all too well. We opened our doors in January 1976. That's not exactly right, of course. And as a historian, it's my responsibility to get it right. It's not right because we didn't have any doors. We didn't have any classrooms or a library or anything. Just the trunks of our cars and night and Saturday morning classes held at Campbell, Pearl City, and Mililani high schools. Tears are welcome. In the fall of 1976, we found lodging in 7 large rooms on the 2nd floor of an office building on Kahahumanu Street in Aiea. Fred Mayer remembers it well. On one side of that 2nd story were the offices of Straub Clinic. This side, now that I think about it. On the other side was a massage parlor. A massage parlor reputed to give, well, you know what they gave. I like to think there was something Athenian about that floor. It took care of the full range of a person's needs, physical and intellectual. Dr. Stiller was one of our first hires. You should have seen him then. Youthful, virile, he dressed in lederhosen and sang, "How much is that doggy in the window?" Endlessly, and always off-key. And then a decade or so ago, inexplicably, he stopped singing. Perhaps the doggy was sold. I don't know. In the classroom in those days, Professor Stiller could even outshout me. Come to think of it, he still can't. And we hired Dr. Nishigaya as well. What a wonderful teacher. Caring, concerned. She ran marathons in those days, ate junk food by the gallon, but always remained slim, athletic, not a gray hair in her head. And still, she has not a gray hair in her head. In 1980, we moved to Leeward Community College into 2 little rabbit hutches built just for us on the other end of the LCC parking lot. No classrooms, just office space. So we taught in borrowed classrooms here at Leeward, put our minuscule library in a little bitty patch on the 1st floor of LCC's library, where, as any of you who found your way over there in the past 2 or 3 years know, it remains today. More tears. One of our distinguished graduates served in the state senate, and he ushered through a bill that built us a 3rd rabbit hutch. That one included a classroom, 1 classroom. So we continued to make the trek to LCC to teach most of our courses. Only one word adequately describes conditions in those hutches: cramped. Very cramped. 2 faculty or staffers in an itty-bitty office, each with a bookshelf and a 4-drawer file cabinet, a desk, an office chair, a dying plant or 2, papers piled in the corner, computers and printers. How cramped was it? It could get downright intimate. Move the wrong way too quickly, you could have a Brokeback Mountain moment on your hand. Or, depending on the gender of your office mate, as a younger colleague of mine puts it, a heteronormative moment. Then in 1998, we moved again, this time to our present location, 25 cast-off Kapiolani Community College portable buildings. At the other end of the Leeward parking lot, there's movement there, as you can tell, but not much. While our numbers grew from 50 students that first semester to 850 today, we're still nomads and squatters, a 2-year upper division academic anomaly with little to call our own. But there have been 2 constants throughout the University of Hawaii West Oahu's history, as I've just pointed out. The first is neglect. University presidents, the faculty union, governors, members of the legislature, God bless you, have treated us, and by extension you, the students we serve, who chose us for location, in the fastest growing region in the state, They treated you by far as the system's poor stepchildren. Now, under the current Board of Regents and President David McClain and Chancellor Jean Awakuni, things are looking much better. But the lesson of West Oahu's history teaches neglect. And don't forget the lessons, because if we are to have any future, you have got to let people know not to neglect us. Unfortunately, very recently, a few days ago in our history, that lesson was made clear to us again. The other constant in our history is you. From 6 students who graduated in our first class to the 122 who will receive their diplomas today, our students have been our pride. You have always been a mature, gritty, working class and hard-working bunch who know why you leave your family, your job, and come and show up for class each day. Now, don't get me wrong. You're going to hear a lot of people say wonderful things about you. Some of you can whine and moan with the best of them, lobbying for fewer papers, one less exam, whatever. Why did I get a B? I did this, that, the other. And some of you, you know who you are, cower in the back row of every class. And you have your idiosyncrasies. For 30 years, I've heard West Oahu students cite the family semi-annual trip to Las Vegas as an acceptable reason to miss a week of classes. Right up there with a death in the family. But teaching people like Selma and Lily, Joe, Sia, Bridget, Gavin and Stephanie, Dennis, Corey, Shayla, Eris, Cahal, Pam, the few of you who stumbled in from the other divisions. It's a great, rare privilege that I would wish for every professor everywhere. If I had a glass of wine this morning or a stein of beer, Professor Stiller, on this fine May morning, I would raise it to you, our students, and to the memories of 30 years of West Oahu graduates who have preceded you. I would lift it with love and with much aloha. Ahui ho.
That was a long 5 minutes. And 30 years from now, we'll let him do it again. Well, thank you, Dr. Boylan. We now proceed to the real reason that we're all sitting around here, the awarding of academic degrees and certificates to the graduates. Will all the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences, the Bachelor of Arts in Humanities, the Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration, the Bachelor of Arts in Public Administration, as well as the students who are candidates for a certificate, please rise. Chancellor Awakuni, it gives me great pleasure to present to you these candidates. They have completed their prescribed courses of study and are recommended by the faculty for the award of the appropriate degrees and certificates.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents and the State of Hawaii, I hereby confer upon you the degrees and certificates to which you are entitled. You can clap.
Is this on now? Will all the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree in Humanities please rise and come forward? I see you're doing. Lucille Achika, Hawaiian Pacific Studies. Selma Aoki, History and Hawaiian Pacific Studies. Lily Ching, History and Psychology. Bridget de Peralta, History. Joseph Enos, History. Gavin Furukawa, Literature. Malia Hirao, Literature. Stephanie Ann Lee, History. Dennis Natavida, History. Corey Odell, History. Eris Parr, Literature. Kehalani Richardson, Hawaiian Pacific Studies. Pamela Scott, Literature. Shelley Solis, Hawaiian Pacific Studies. Thank you. You may be seated.
Will all the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree in Social Science please come forward? Mallory Aho, Psychology and Sociology. Ann Amrich, Psychology. Rochelle Araki, Psychology. Rian Angelica Barreras, Psychology. Kanui Bell, Psychology. Lisa Nicole Butler McMillan, Sociology. Raylene Cabral, Sociology. Azure Caracol, Sociology and Psychology. Tony Schiller, Psychology. Teresa Devon, Psychology. Rachel DeCosta, Psychology. Shauna Marie Ferreira, Sociology. Janine Ann Fu, Anthropology. Tiffany Gore, Psychology. Delfina Guerrero, Anthropology. Danette Holdren, Psychology. Aaron Kamiyama, Psychology. Faye Kibo, Political Science and Psychology. Crystal Kido, Political Science. Venus Matsuda, Psychology. Joey McKeague, Psychology. Ann Ottoman, Political Science. Jonathan Rondo, Psychology. Jeffrey Sabug, Psychology. Allison Schwartz, Psychology. Cherie Souza, Sociology. Mark Tanaka, Psychology. Isaac Tarek, Psychology. Eric Twiggs, Sociology. Shauna Valentine, Political Science and Justice Administration. Evelyn Walden, Psychology. Please be seated.
Will the candidates in business administration please come forward? Dean Adolfo, Accounting. Kevin Allard, Business Administration. Susan Baptista, Business Administration. Megan Brown, Business Administration. Kami Correa, Accounting. Aubrey DeLeon, Business Administration. Congratulations. Taisia Finau, Accounting. Congratulations. Leilani Guitab, Accounting. Patrice Hose, Accounting. Congratulations. Susan Jordan Steinbach, Accounting. Chanel Judd, Accounting. Dallas Kachihiro, Business Administration. Depa Komatsu, Accounting. Jay Matriyaga, Accounting. Jacqueline Matsuda, Business Administration. Ryan McManus, Business Administration. Jonathan Mosqueda, Business Administration. Jonu Muramoto, Accounting. Myra Ondayok, Accounting. Mary Pagala, Business Administration. Kaylin Pooley, Business Administration. Nilo Sanchez, Accounting. Phyllis Seymour, Business Administration. Great. Angela Souza, Accounting. Jason Topper, Business Administration. You fine graduates in business administration may be seated. Will the fine graduates, candidates in public administration, please come forward. Charlene Chung, Public Administration. N. Devereaux, Justice Administration. Oceana Falanico, Justice Administration and Sociology. Raymond Hicks, Justice Administration. Samson Ho, Public Administration. Gavin Imamura, Justice Administration and Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Quentin Kawai Aea, General Public Administration and Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Jay Kurihara, Public Administration. Jody Nakazone, Public Administration. Justin Nevins, Justice Administration. Kimberly Paulding, Public Administration. Lucienne Rapiz, Justice Administration. Lyndon Redona, Justice Administration. Rico Terrada, General Public Administration plus Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Penelope Tukimaka, Justice Administration. Congratulations with the fine graduates in public administration. Please be seated. Thank you.
Will all the members of the UH West Oahu Spring 2006 class please rise? As a symbol of your transition from candidates for a degree or certificate to holders of a degree or certificate, will you move the tassel on your mortarboards from right to left? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the University of Hawaii West Oahu Spring 2006 class. You may be seated.
We're just about done, so hang on. I wanted to just make a comment regarding your degree, and if you open it up, most of you will see that indeed it is a degree. And there are a lot of people that have worked really hard, and we believe we're the only campus in the system that actually awards and gives you the degree, that piece of paper, when you cross the stage. Our student services staff really work overnight to make sure that we get these degrees. And we appreciate the efforts of our faculty who have all turned their grades in on time. So thank you to all. Let me now invite you to a reception near the Fine Arts Building. We have some refreshments for you. Our thanks to all who planned and volunteered at the commencement. Special thanks to Leeward Community College for their assistance, to the Student Government Association, to UH West Oahu Alumni Association, and to the West Oahu staff. You'll be able to view today's ceremonies via the web by early next week. This brings our commencement to a conclusion. Will the audience please remain in their seats until the platform party, faculty, and students have exited. Aloha to all, and congratulations again to the graduates. Thank you very much.